Hi, and welcome to the Commissioner's Report. I'm your host, Jeff Foley, and I'm joined by District 2 Commissioner Rick Wilson and Stacy Butterfield, Clerk of the Circuit Court and Comptroller for Polk County. Thank you for joining me today, folks.
Good to be here.
Appreciate it. So we're going to talk a little bit about what the Clerk of the Circuit Court and Comptroller actually does. Can we dive in with a little explanation of the role, Stacy?
Oh, absolutely. So the Clerk of the Circuit Court and Comptroller, a mouthful, is an independently elected official. All of the duties are described in the Constitution of the state of Florida. And while I am the Clerk of the Circuit Court and Comptroller, there's really three main duties. I'm the Clerk of the Circuit Court, I'm the County Recorder, and I'm the County Comptroller. And I can go into those in a little while. I can go into them now in a snippet.
Yeah, let's kind of go into them.
So as Clerk of the Circuit Court, well, first let's back up. In all of those duties, my main function is safeguarding our assets, our financial assets and records, integrity and accuracy of our records. So as Clerk of the Circuit Court, I handle those records for the court system. So all of the filings, anyone that's coming before the court, whether it be for a civil case where somebody is filing a case, they're filing a small claim, a petition for a dissolution of marriage, a divorce, or whether it be a criminal case where someone is being charged by the state of Florida, that case is initiated. And then it's my responsibility with all that case initiation to keep that record and keep up with the progress of that case from its inception until its completion and everything that happens in between. Along with that also comes jury duty, one of the very things that every single citizen can do, and that is serve jury duty. So I manage the jury process, take in all the money from the court system, both the filing fees, the fines, the fees from traffic citations, filing fees, those all come through my office. Now I don't keep them all. By statute there's a list of where those have to be distributed, and so the process is to collect those fees and then distribute those to the proper places. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. There's some cases I can highlight.
So you're dealing with issues that really matter to people, though. You're keeping track of documents that they're going to need for a long time.
Yes, and part of it is the clerk's office is providing a lot of critical services to our citizens that affect public safety, commerce, and access to justice. And just one, for example, is injunctions for protection. When someone is in a situation where they need to immediately get to the court to ask for an injunction for protection against someone, that's handled through the clerk's office. We provide that service 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's just one of those critical public safety issues. When the court issues an order that says, a capias for arrest, that doesn't happen until it comes through the clerk's office. The clerk's office processes that record, puts it on the record, gets it to the law enforcement agencies so that can be acted upon. So those are just a little nuggets of those things that impact our citizens. Commerce, things like tenant evictions. Landlords and tenants, both sides of that process goes through our office. And the foreclosures, properties, if they're foreclosed on, we actually handle the sale of that transaction when the court orders it, which affects commerce.
Commissioner, can you talk a little bit about how the commissioners in Stacy's office work together?
Oh, we work very close together. It's amazing, and as she was just explaining what Stacy, does for this county. So many different things, and we work a lot in every avenue that we can. She does the right thing, and I kind of kid about it. She pays our bills for us. She makes sure that we get paid, payroll for our employees, and it's when you really sit down and think about it, she takes care of all our minutes and everything that's involved in our board meetings, and so she is the one that kind of keeps us rolling and keeps us straight. Our budget, make sure that the accounting is done on that, and everything. We rely a lot on her, and how we help her is basically following her lead. She's got a great staff. She's got a lot of great people, and our staff and her staff works together very closely.
Stacy, how did you end up in this role? What did you want to do when you were a little girl?
Probably wasn't this, was it?
That's interesting. Well, I'll just go to how I ended up in this role. I am a CPA in Florida, and that's my education and my training. My undergraduate is in accounting, my degree is in accounting, and then my master's degree is in business administration. I finished college and went to work for a CPA firm. And that CPA firm happened to have as one of its clients the Board of County Commissioners, the sheriff, the clerk, many governmental offices, some of our municipalities, as well as private clients. I got into that. I loved it. I loved my governmental clients. An opportunity came about for me to go to work for the clerk's office. That was in 1986. And so I joined the clerk's office. And as I joined and through the years, I kind of set my sights on the role of the clerk, which is elected now. And there were 2 previous clerks before me. And in all due time, when they decided they were done, then I stepped up to the plate.
And we're very blessed to have her.
Well,
And
thank you.
she does a great
Thank
job
you.
for the
I love
county.
my job. I love my job.
And so I think I read that your office provides over 1,000 services to our residents. First of all, how? How do you keep track of everything? And secondly, what if you had to name a couple of the most important roles? What would you say they are?
Sure. First, the how. And Commissioner Wilson mentioned that. Thank you. I have a fabulous staff. I have about 300 individuals that work for the clerk's office between all 3 of those roles, and actually in 3-4 different locations throughout the county. And without a fabulous team, because to me, key to delivering the services to our customers is to have a dedicated, motivated workforce. And I'm very blessed to have that. We work together collaboratively, and that's the only way I could do it. As far as highlighting some of those duties, let's start with the courts, and I talked about one of them, domestic violence injunctions. That's a very crucial service that is a need for our community. Jury service for the court system. In our judicial system, the right to a trial by jury is afforded to every single person that comes before the court, and we have to have jurors to do that, of our peers, us. So that's a very important role that touches many, many, many people. On the comptroller side, I invest the county's money. You're just like us as individuals, our money is there and we want to put it to work when we're not using it. So the cycle of money, we have a portfolio that I manage for the board that's over $1 billion. Now the board has an investment policy which we follow, and safety of that money, then the liquidity, and then the yield of that money is the order and a priority in which I manage that money. So I see that one as a very important role. Other things, I want to point out one of the services that we offer, and that's called Property Alert. That is a system that's free to everyone. They can sign up, and any time a document is recorded in the official records, which I didn't even cover that area much, that second role, you can get an alert to let you know something has happened. You may think, what is that about? Deeds. When you have a deed to a property, you may not look at your deed or see what's happened to your deed till you decide to sell it. And that may be years later. Property Alert will alert you if someone's filed a lien against you, if they've recorded, sold your property without your knowledge. It's absolutely a great service. So I want to highlight that one as one of the services that we do. Other than that, it's just marriage. That's a fun one. I will say that's a fun one. You have to get a marriage license. So we provide that service, passport services, marriage ceremonies for people that want those services.
I know you do the Valentine's Day celebration as well. That's pretty cool.
Yes.
Our show goes way too fast. I think we'll have to have Stacy back on again at some point.
Okay.
As we wrap up, is there anything you would like to add or anything we didn't talk about that you feel is of significance?
I just want to thank Stacy for coming and explaining this. Her role in this county is big, and her and her people work hard for this county and the people of this county. They just don't have an understanding how complex it can be and how many things that go on. And we're blessed to have her and her people, working with us and keeping us straight. And of course, getting us paid and paying our bills. It's the things that you really don't think about as a commissioner. We think about it, don't get me wrong, but just getting it done and getting it done the right way.
Yeah, thank you, Commissioner, for those kind words. It really comes down to the independence. We work together so well. Commissioner Wilson and I do, the other commissioners, county management staff, because it's a collaborative effort. I'm not here to be, I gotcha. I'm here to be an asset to them, a safeguard to our citizens and to them, so that they can feel comfortable that all of the money that flows through their offices for all of the various services, the roads being paved, ambulance services, all of those services that are provided, that money is going for a valid public use. And that's my main job when it comes to the comptroller role, is to safeguard those assets and make sure that money is spent appropriately.
Well, I appreciate you for enlightening us a little bit. Thank you both for a wonderful conversation. I'm your host, Jeff Foley. This is the Commissioner's Report. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you for watching. Please make sure to subscribe and like our social media.